basically. Surface here.
Mr. Park, this is Christina. Can you hear me?
Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. To enable audio controls, please enter your audio PIN followed by the pound or hash sign.
No, not you're right, not much. I don't know. Anyways, that's why. Okay. Hopefully not. Could be. Yeah, so just to make sure we're not, also not getting ripped off. You don't want to wait a couple weeks. Makes no sense. It is very likely that, I'm saying that, I thought. That's how it is. Oil or something. Maybe the.
Yeah, just say something. Just say something that.
See how large. I think the right about. She said that.
No.
That was great interference.
I'd like to call the December 16th, 2025 City Council meeting to order at 6:32. The public is encouraged to join the meeting online or by phone at the, excuse me, the numbers printed on the agenda, which can be found on the city's website at www.diamondbarca.gov or in person. The main auditorium here is South Coast Air Quality Management District. We've also allowed for public comments to be submitted in advance to the city clerk. If any were received, they will be noted for the record when we get to the public comment period. This meeting is being recorded, and by participating, you're giving your permission to be televised. The meeting will be rebroadcast every Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. and alternate Tuesday at 6 p.m. and archived for viewing on the city's website at www.diamondbarca.gov. Let's proceed with the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Councilman Chow, if you will lead us, please. And then let's stay standing for the invocation and roll call.
Please stand, right hand over your heart, ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have an invocation?
Mr. Park, go ahead.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Tai, council members. Please join me in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather tonight. And we thank you for our city leaders, for our mayor and our council members, and for the many public servants who faithfully serve our city, and for those who protect us. And God, as we do every time we gather for our council meetings, we ask that you give everyone here tonight wisdom. I pray that you would give our leaders wisdom and discernment in every decision they make. Father, would you give the residents and business owners of our city wisdom, along with gracious attitudes as they take part in discussions tonight. Father, you have blessed us with a wonderful city, and so help us to be good stewards of our community. I pray all these in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
City Clerk Santana, can you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chow,
I'm here.
Councilmember Liu,
Here.
Councilmember Tang,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Lo,
Here.
Mayor Tai.
I'm here, thank you. And approval of the agenda, City Manager Fox, are there any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes to the agenda this evening.
Well, good to go. The agenda is hereby approved. And that brings us to special presentations, certificates, and I need a drink of water. Proclamation, thank you. And tonight, we will give a presentation of a city tile to outgoing Planning Commissioner Nyla Barlas. Would you join me down here? Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being here. This is very, I look forward to these types of things, so we don't hand these out easily. So here is a city tile to you, to Nyla Barlas, Planning Commission, in recognition of your service to the Diamond Bar community from February 2016 to November 2025 on behalf of the entire Diamond Bar City Council. Congratulations. Thank you so much for the service that you provided Diamond Bar with. We really appreciate it. A few words?
Thank you so very much, and thank you for giving me the privilege to serve this city that has been my home from the last 30 years. and appreciate all of your trust, and especially our Mayor Steve Chai for selecting me as a planning commission. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, he was walking.
You like to be in here as well?
Thank you so much.
We'll miss you.
We'll be around.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all.
Abu Talib.
Was she president this year?
I don't know. All right, we will move on now to city manager reports and recommendations. Tell us about 4.1.
We will have Principal Management Analyst Danette Mansfield do an update on Diamond Bar Restaurant Week.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. Tonight, I wanted to go ahead and provide an update on the 2025 Diamond Bar Restaurant Week, as we customarily have in years past. This is an amazing economic development initiative that falls under the Keep It Local, Shop Diamond Bar First umbrella. This year, in its 10th year in inception, we kicked it off by offering a Taste of Diamond Bar event in partnership with the Diamond Bar Community Foundation. This event in and of itself attracted 10 different local businesses that came out and participated, using this as an opportunity to connect with the community, share their different offerings with the public, as well as highlight the offerings that were going to be coming up to take place in the month of October. Diamond Bar Restaurant Week took place from October 13th through the 19th, and during that period of time, the city invested 20% rewards on all dining purchases at any Diamond Bar-based restaurants. This year, as we have in years past, this was facilitated through the Keep It Local, Shop Diamond Bar First Open Rewards program. So it's an app that members of the public can go ahead and download on their electronic devices. They simply upload copies of their receipts, or they automatically link their credit cards, and they automatically redeem 20% on the purchases that they made in town. This is a significant investment, and it has a significant return on the investment, and I'd like to go ahead and share some of that success with you this evening. So during that 1 week period of time, from October 13th through the 19th, the activity associated with these dining purchases was upwards of $32,000. The total rewards that were distributed associated with this week was $6,045, for a total of 516 individual transactions that occurred during the week. There were 1,659 users that have signed up since we first piloted this program back in 2023. And this program in and of itself has had a total economic development impact of over $209,000. When you use this type of technology, it gives you really amazing data points to go ahead and base decisions off of. One of the questions that's asked within the app is, did this promotion influenced your decision to go ahead and shop locally? And over 91% of those participants answered yes to that question. When you bundle all of that together, you're essentially looking at an 8 times return on the city's investment with the funds that have been funneled into this particular program. As I mentioned, this was piloted back in 2023. We've had continued success over the years, and we are always looking to find creative ways to go ahead and expand upon what it is we've been doing. So there's a current promotion running, which is Shop Diamond Bar for the holidays. This started November 28th and runs through the end of the calendar year. It allows individuals to go ahead and earn 10% rewards on all eligible retail purchases here in the city of Diamond Bar. Every single purchase that occurs will automatically enter those participants into a prize drawing that will take place once this individual promotion has concluded. We're going to continue as we go into the next calendar year to leverage nationally recognized days to do additional special promotions at various restaurants throughout the course of 2026. All of this is in an effort to incentivize local shopping and dining, essentially driving positive economic growth within our community and within the region. That is the update I have on Diamond Bar Restaurant Week for you this evening.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
No, for the promotional material, do we have any material in other languages besides English? Because we have a lot of, probably non-English speaking resident and the immigrant resident in our area. Do you have say, Chinese
We don't
edition?
have any print material in other languages. However, the translate services on the city website, there's different translation tools. All of this information is posted on the city website as well as the social media outlets. So that's one way from an accessibility standpoint that individuals that speak other languages would also have access to this information. We've really tried to minimize the printed, like physical paper copies associated with this and relied very heavily on the different digital type of marketing pieces associated with the promotion.
So digital promotion does have other languages.
Translate services?
Translate services. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is it very easy to use the translate services on the website?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, all right. I'll check that to see if I can use the translate service very easily. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Thank you very much for the presentation. I appreciate it. Okay, that brings us up to public comments. And public comments is the time that is reserved on each regular meeting agenda to provide an opportunity for members of the public to directly address the council on consent calendar items or other matters of interest not on the agenda that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. Although the City Council values your comments, pursuant to the Brown Act, members of the City Council or staff may briefly respond to public comments if necessary, but no extended discussion and no action on such matters may take place. There's a 5-minute maximum time limit when addressing the City Council. At this time, I will call up the speakers who have submitted a speaker card first, then City Clerk Santana will ask for those callers joining the teleconference who may wish to speak under public comments. First card I have here is for Cynthia Yu with the Diamond Bar Library. This is mine, right?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, city staff, and members of the audience. My name is Cynthia Yu from Diamond Bar Library. LA County Library just kicked off the 4th annual Winter Reading Club yesterday. Readers of all ages are encouraged to join this month-long reading program for a chance to win prizes and help us reach our community reading goal of 1 million minutes. The program will be held through January 12th, entirely online at our website, lacountylibrary.org. We will celebrate all the holidays this season through the joy of music this Saturday, December 20th at 2 p.m. Participants will learn about winter holidays observed around the world and enjoy a special family sing-along. This program is for ages 7 years and under with parents or caregiver and is generally sponsored by the Diamond Bar Friends of the Library. On Wednesday, December 31st, we'll have a New Year countdown for little ones who would love to count down the new year but can't stay awake until midnight. In this special family story time, we'll read books, sing songs, make fun crafts, and ring in the new year together at 12 noon. This program is generally sponsored by the Diamond Bar Friends of the Library as well. All LA County Library locations will close at 5 p.m. on December 24th and December 31st, and will be closed on December 25th. Library will be closed at 5 p.m. on December 24th and December 31st, and will be closed on December 25th and January 1st. We are always open online. Get ebooks, audiobooks, movies, music, and more at our website, lacountylibrary.org. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Lee Mao.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, City Manager, and staff. My name is Lee Mao, and I've been a resident here since 1993. Back on November 4th, I came in front of you to discuss the toy drive that I was doing this year. And the toy drive closed last Friday, and last Saturday we have a toy turnover, and the goal was 2,400. We actually did close to 3,000 units of toys donated to 29 Palm Marine Base. And I really want to thank the people who helped out to achieve the goal, especially 3 locations in Diamond Bar, Mandarin Taste, Basil and Company, and UPS Store with the drop box. And I want to thank all the neighbors and friends who dropped their toys in those boxes to make that 3,000 that we're able to get to a 3,000 point, which is really a big deal for me and for my wife and all the friends that helped. Again, this started back in 2020 with 125 toys. 6 years later, we got to almost 3,000, and I'm looking forward to the 7th year next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mao. That's all the cards that I have. City, go ahead.
There was a third card.
I have that, but it's for item number 8.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Apologies.
So is there
Yes.
anybody on?
No one is on the line right now, and there was no emails for this public comment period.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, we are. I'll get better at this, I swear. So we're done. We can close. Anybody else wants to address the council on public comments? We'll close public comments. And we're going to go to item 6, schedule future events and the consent calendar. Mr. Fox.
Thank you, Mayor. On the schedule of future events, the Planning Commission meeting scheduled for Tuesday, December 23rd has been canceled. City offices will be closed on December 24th through the 26th in observance of the Christmas holiday. And city offices will be closed starting at noon on December 31st through January 2nd in observance of the New Year holiday. The City Council meeting scheduled for January 6th has been canceled, and our next City Council meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 20th, starting at 6:30 p.m. here in the AQMD auditorium. On the consent calendar this evening, you have approval of the December 2nd regular meeting minutes, ratification of the check register dated November 26th through December 9th, adoption of resolution number 2025-35, amending the compensation plan for part-time non-benefited classifications to comply with minimum wage requirements, approval of the Third Amendment to the Consultant Services Agreement with Wildan Engineering to provide continued temporary permit technician staffing services through June 30th, 2026, and approval of the Treasurer's report for November. And that concludes the consent calendar this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. And is there anybody that would like to pull an item from consent?
No, but I'll motion to move to approve.
Excellent.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. City Clerk Santana, please call for the vote.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chow?
Yes.
Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Tang?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Lo?
Yes.
Mayor Tai?
Yes, thank you very much. Passes. And that brings us to item 8.1 under public hearings. City Manager Fox, please provide the report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Our Assistant Planner, Rudy Lopez, will be making the initial staff presentation.
Good evening, Mayor Tai and honorable council members. This request is to approve the installation and operation of a 97-foot-high dual-face digital LED billboard at the district headquarters. The project site is located in the southwest corner of an existing asphalt-covered parking lot east of South Lemon Avenue and north of State Route 60. The property currently serves as the headquarters for the district and is used for parking and maintenance of school buses and other district vehicles. The property is currently developed with a parking lot, a vehicle maintenance building, and the district's administrative office building. The applicant, Evergreen Media, proposes to sublease approximately 100 square feet in the southwest corner for the construction and operation of the new V-shaped digital billboard. The purpose of the billboard is to further the district's educational mission by adding a source of long-term revenue. This revenue source will be used to support their programs and facility maintenance. A portion of the revenue generated by the billboard will also be shared with the city so that both the district and Diamond Bar community benefit at large. The challenge with the district's request is that the city's current development code standards currently prohibit billboards throughout the entire city. Therefore, to achieve these objectives, the city's development code must be amended to allow the installation of the proposed billboard. We will discuss the policy reasons why later in the presentation. In 2021, the district and the city began discussions on how the city can allow the proposed billboard. Discussions were centered around two goals. The first is crafting a development code amendment that establishes a process to allow and regulate limited billboard development in the city. The second goal is negotiating a development agreement that provides long-term benefits and guarantees to both the city and the district. On November 25th, 2025, the Commission conducted a duly noticed public hearing and recommended approval of the project by unanimous vote. Commissioners cited the district's revenue strategy, community benefits, and limited scope of the code amendment in their recommendation. The applicants are seeking approvals for the following. First, a development code amendment to establish a regulatory framework for billboards within the light industry zone. Second, a conditional use permit to allow the construction and operation of the proposed billboard at the subject property. Third, a development review to evaluate the architectural and aesthetic design elements of the proposed billboard. And lastly, a development agreement between the city and the district governing operation and community benefits for the proposed digital billboard. When working with the applicants on their proposal, staff had to consider the historical context of billboards in the city. The development code has prohibited billboards as a way to protect community aesthetics and avoid visual clutter. The proposed code amendment retains that core policy direction as it is narrowly structured to allow only one billboard installation in the city, allowing the district to be the first and only applicants to install a billboard since the city's incorporation, advances the city's objectives to support public education partners, expand public safety and emergency messaging capabilities, and generate new revenue. The proposed code amendment limits billboards to freeway-adjacent parcels in the light industry zone. The amendment sets standards regarding necessary approvals, spacing requirements, height maximum, lighting specifications, maintenance, and operations. For example, billboards are allowed only in the light industry zone and only with approval of a conditional use permit and development agreement, must be located within 400 feet of a freeway right-of-way, and shall be a minimum of 800 feet from any existing static billboard, 2,000 feet from any existing digital billboard, and 400 feet from any residentially zoned or used property. Most importantly, approval of the proposed code amendment does not authorize additional billboard installations. Any future proposals would require separate legislative action. A development agreement is a legislative instrument establishing rights, obligations, and community benefits associated with the project. This development agreement grants the district a vested right to construct and operate the billboard. In return, the development agreement ensures the city receives specified public benefits such as revenue sharing and community messaging time. Key components of the agreement include a 20-year term with a 10-year extension option and revenue sharing provisions between the district and the city, among other public benefits. Operation, maintenance and repair obligations regarding vandalism or malfunctions, and billboard content are addressed under a separate lease agreement between the district and Evergreen Media. For example, the separate lease agreement includes restrictions on advertising content, such as the prohibition of adult, political, or offensive content. These are the benefits that the development agreement ensures to the city. The city is expected to receive an estimated cumulative amount of approximately $1.87 million over the initial 20-year term of the lease. That includes a guaranteed rent payment of no less than $75,000 a year for the first 5 years, with a 15% increase every 5 years thereafter. The city will also receive 6% of the total display time on the billboard for public service announcements. That equates to approximately 4 minutes every hour for city-related messages or PSAs at no cost. The billboard will also display Amber Alerts and emergency notifications at no cost. Additionally, the city retains the right to audit revenue records to ensure accurate payment calculations and compliance with the agreement. The city has the ability to conduct annual performance reviews to verify good faith compliance with the terms of the development agreement. A conditional use permit ensures that the proposed use is appropriate for site and will not harm public health, safety, or welfare. Staff evaluated billboard compatibility, orientation, light levels, and operational controls, and finds that the proposed billboard will avoid any significant visual or lighting impacts to nearby residences. Therefore, staff finds that the proposed billboard meets all required CUP findings and will not be detrimental to the community. The purpose of the development review is to assess the visual design elements of new development within the city, such as the digital billboard. The project complies with all proposed development standards for the billboard. The proposed digital billboard is designed as a V-shaped structure with 2 LED display areas, each measuring 14 feet by 48 feet. Each sign would display a combination of general market advertisements and public service messages. Each image would remain static for 8 seconds before changing to the next, with no transitional effects between displays. The 2 sign faces of the proposed digital billboard would be oriented to primarily target visibility for motorists traveling eastbound and westbound of State Route 60. The V-shaped configuration is designed to maximize exposure to freeway traffic in both directions while minimizing visibility from adjacent off-site areas such as nearby residences. The billboard will be protected by a 5-foot-high, 64-square-foot sign base and 4 3-foot-high bollards. Both elements will be painted dark gray to complement the color of the billboard pole cover. In addition, staff and Evergreen Media collaborated to establish a design concept that prominently incorporates city branding elements, including the hillside profile, 7 feet tall to the highest peak, and the diamond bar wordmark utilizing 3-foot-tall letters. This branding utilizes the city's official color palette, along with coordinated neutral tones on the pole cover and trim to maintain visual consistency with surrounding streetscape elements and to reinforce the city's identity. Given the billboard's high visible location along the State Route 60 corridor, a key gateway into the Diamond Bar, the branding elements play an important role in supporting city recognition, strengthening the city's visual presence, and contributing positively to its overall branding strategy and gateway image. The project has been reviewed for compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act. Based on the assessment, the city prepared an initial study and filed a notice of intent to adopt a mitigated negative declaration for the project with the Office of Land Use and Climate Innovation and the Los Angeles County Clerk on September 19, 2025. Public notice was provided, and a 30-day public review period began on September 19, 2025, and ended on September 22, 2025, and ended October 21, 2025. Compliance with the mitigation monitoring and reporting program is a condition of project approval. A primary issue identified during environmental review of the proposed billboard was its potential aesthetic impact. The initial study analyzed effects related to lighting, glare, and visual conditions in the surrounding area. With respect to lighting, the proposed code amendment includes specific performance standards to mitigate potential impacts. The digital display areas will incorporate automatic dimming technology that adjusts brightness based on the ambient lighting conditions, ensuring nighttime illumination remains within city standards and avoids light spillover into adjacent neighborhoods. Regarding glare, staff has included a condition requiring the billboard's exterior surfaces to utilize a non-corrosive finish designed to minimize reflection and glare. Regarding view impacts, The applicants did provide staff with simulations of how the billboard will look from the project site. From State Route 60, the sign integrates appropriately into the visual context of the transportation corridor. Its modern single-pole design and clean architectural lines reduce bulk and visual clutter, providing a more streamlined appearance than traditional multi-pole or lattice-style structures. The displays, placement, and orientation are optimized for visibility to freeway motorists while maintaining appropriate separation from adjacent on-site structures and public rights-of-way. From adjacent streets, the billboard appears as a distant and unobtrusive vertical element within the area dominated by commercial, industrial, and transportation infrastructure. The sign does not interfere with pedestrian circulation or create visual obstructions for local traffic. Landscaping and existing perimeter walls further help screen the sign base from views at street level, reinforcing compatibility with the established urban character of the area. From nearby residential streets such as Flintgate Drive and South Lemon Avenue, the billboard is largely screened by existing commercial buildings, walls, and mature landscaping. While portions of the upper display may be faintly visible from select vantage points, these views are distant, minimizing any potential visual impacts on residential properties. Staff's recommendations are as follows. Open the public hearing to receive public testimony, close the public hearing, adopt resolution number 2025-36 approving the mitigated negative declaration and adopting the mitigation monitoring and reporting program pursuant to the California Environmental Quality Act. Introduce for first reading by title only, waive full reading of ordinance number 1, 2026, and set for second reading and adoption at the January 20th, 2026 City Council meeting titled, An Ordinance of the City of Diamond Bar amending sections 2210 030, 22.36.080, 22.36.120, and 22.80.020 of the Diamond Bar City Code pertaining to the regulation of billboards. Approved for first reading by title only, waive full reading of ordinance number 2, 2026, and set for second reading and adoption at the January 20th, 2026 City Council meeting titled, An Ordinance of the City of Diamond Bar approving development agreement number 2026-01 for property comprised of approximately 6.08 acres located at 880 South Lemon Avenue, Walnut, California, within the jurisdictional boundaries of the City of Diamond Bar, assessors parcel number 8760-015-910, and adopt resolution number 2025-37 approving a conditional use permit and development review planning case number PL 2024-40. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions you may have.
I'm winded just listening to you. That was a very, very good presentation. Let me open the public hearing. I have one speaker card, Leila Abu Talib.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members, and city staff, who I would really like to commend you on such a thorough presentation. I think you pretty much covered everything, but we're here yet for any more questions that you might have. I'm Leila Abu Talib. I'm board president of Walnut Valley School District, and with me here is board member Cindy Ruiz, as well as our superintendent, Dr. Bob Taylor, and our deputy superintendent for businesses, Dr. Matt Torres. We just wanted to share with you our thoughts about this project. It's been a while in the making, and we feel it's a win-win for both the city and the district. As you know, we are a high-achieving school district, but yet low-funded. So any additional funding is something that we've been working on, and this seems to be something that would work out great for us and the community as well. I really can't add much to what your staff have presented here. It's very, very thorough, but if you have any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer. And we're looking forward to this project getting on the road. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak to the council on this item? Nobody?
Mayor, there are no callers on the line at this time, but we did receive one email from Walnut Valley Unified School District Superintendent Dr. Robert P. Taylor, and that email was submitted to the City Council and placed at the counter for public viewing.
Very good. He's shy, though. He doesn't want to come up here. He just wanted to send that out. So there are no more public comments on this item. We'll close the public hearing. And are there any council comments or discussion? Councilman Chow.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to thank staff for a wonderful report and welcome to our friends from the Walnut Valley Unified School District. All of us on the dais at some point or currently have children in the district, so the work that you do means so much to all of us. I remember sitting one of the very first meetings when we started having this conversation about a billboard. I think it was then Mayor Nancy Lyons and myself in the committee meeting. I think this was back in 2021, and we knew back then that this would be a challenge, that this will take a lot of moving parts to pull everything together, but we knew that it would be worthwhile at the end of the day. I'm glad 4 years later we're able to talk about this and have actually a plan in place. So I want to again thank staff and thank our friends from the Walnut Valley Unified School District for your diligence in this work. I did look at the staff report. I think everything's very well thought out. I did have a concern about the regulation of the content. If our city attorney can speak to that a little bit. I know one of the criteria was political, adult, and offensive. So how do we define that? How do we regulate that? That was my question. Thank you.
Yeah, so that information is actually in the lease agreement between the billboard company and the school district. And the letter from the superintendent that was provided to you, public comments, actually delineates how that is going to be handled. It's pretty well defined in their lease agreement.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, Walnut Valley. Awesome leadership. I do have one comment on the design of the billboard, particularly where it says Diamond Bar. That looks very closely to the logo, our city logo. I don't think I've seen that many billboards that actually has a city's name on top of it, or billboard. So what if people assume that it's a huge Diamond Bar, it is a billboard, and whatever is being displayed on the billboard is an endorsement from the city?
So the only type of messaging that comes from a public agency will be coming from the city and from the school district.
Mm-hmm.
It will be very clear that any other advertisement will be commercial advertising.
Yes, I understand that. So if somebody doesn't know any otherwise, that's seeing a billboard, because we don't see that many billboards with a city logo on top of it, and we have the rolling hills that look similar to our city, Diamond Bar, and having that on there, and somebody assume most of the time when we have public announcements and things like that, the city's name is on there, and they assume could be an endorsement from the city. Whatever commercial it's being displayed, that can we get into kind of a consumer confusing that could be an endorsement from the city?
Yeah, I understand your question now. So I think it's going to be very remote for anyone to think that the advertising is actually being promoted by the city. It's very clear from when you see the actual renderings that the name of the city is merely a indication that you are entering, at least the city limits, because the advertising is not going to be part of the actual structure. It's going to be in a separate display within the structure.
And if I may add also, it's fairly common for some type of branding identification to be included on these large digital billboards. If you look at some stuff along the I-5 corridor, Buena Park, Santa Fe Springs, Norwalk, they all have their city logo, seal, or some type of branding. Placentia on the 57, Anaheim, and so forth. So I don't know that that'll be a huge concern, but if somebody does happen to call, we can, certainly explain what that is. But I think, we're trying to identify and try to, help brand the community as an entrance into the community along the 60 corridor. So hopefully it helps a little bit.
Thank you.
You good with that?
I'm
Yeah?
good with it.
All right. I want all the PR I can get, so if you want to put up, oh, never mind. Councilman Tang.
Thank you, Mayor. I totally agree that this billboard is a win-win for the school and the school district and for the city. It increase revenue, and we can put some kind of promotion there. And I hope that in the future we discuss more to see we can allow more digital billboard besides this one. I think in the past we don't allow that. There must be a reason, like it interfere with resident, things like that. I think with the careful design, I think that can be minimized. So in the future, and more billboard can be erected in our city to be a part of the promotion and part of the income generating instrument. And school, I think the board member mentioned it's a top performance school, but get a very little fund. I think same for our city. Our top city, we got a little fund, so we need to be more creative in the future to generate more funding for our city. So basically, I totally concur and agree with what has been said. This is good for both the city and the school. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Go ahead, Mayor
Thank you,
Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. My question is, thank you for a really good report, and it was very, very comprehensive. I reviewed the public comment from Dr. Taylor. Thank you very much for the comment, and welcome to the entire Walnut Valley Unified School Board. My question is with regard to the content safety measures, and Mr. City Attorney, you mentioned that the lease agreement specifically prohibits various things. My question is, where does the city come in with jurisdiction? How do we, it's not our lease?
Yeah, we wouldn't have jurisdiction, and I'll submit to you that the school district does have an even higher interest to make sure that the content being displayed on a sign on their property is appropriate. I mean, after all, they do service children in the community.
But it doesn't say Walnut Valley Unified School District on the billboard. It says City of Diamond Bar. So it would seem to me that, we have, it's ours. How would it work?
Normally, we don't regulate content because of the First Amendment, but the school district is able to do that because of the property owner. And also, the only thing that we can prohibit on public property would be political advertising. But other than that, the First Amendment would not allow us to regulate the content of the messaging. We do, for commercial speech, we do have time, place, and manner regulation authority, but it's still limited. Again, this is why the limitation is in the lease agreement, and so is an agreement between the parties, and not regulatory. If there are violations, there are procedures and provisions in the lease agreement where they can, they can impose a fee, and they can also, find that there's a breach of the lease agreement as well, and they have the remedies. But if we were simply approving a billboard or a sign on private property, we would not be able to regulate the content of the messaging.
Right. I get that. But we are, so we're amending the ordinance to provide for this billboard. Can we put a time, place, and manner language into our ordinance?
So the time, place, and manner is location of the billboard, size of the billboard, color of the structure, height of the structure, never content of the speech being announced or promoted.
Or you couldn't say,
some speech is not protected by the First Amendment.
Correct,
and that's
yeah.
already covered in this lease.
But we're not party to the lease, so that's,
But we do have an agreement with the school district, and we have a relationship with the school district. And I think that if this had been a sign permit in any other property, we wouldn't even get to that level. At least in this particular case, we would have some say with the school district on whether a particular message is appropriate or not.
okay. Then my other question is with respect to the ordinance that I think in the report, it's contemplated that this ordinance provides for just permission for one billboard. How do we preclude multiple additional billboard applications?
Really easy. There's not a lot of industrial property zone in the city, so we're only allowing an industrially zoned property. And in addition to that, we have limitations on the location of the billboard, how far another billboard can be located, and other development standards that once you apply them, there really wouldn't be any other parcel in the city where another billboard would be allowed.
Okay, great, thank you. And then my third question is with respect to the size of the billboard. It's 14 by 48. How does that size compare to the other billboards that we see along the 60 freeway?
It's the industry standard dimensions.
Okay.
They're all about the same.
Okay. And then, and does the billboard operate 24/7, or is there a downtime during any time during the 24-hour period?
It would operate 24/7. At certain time of the day, the glare or the lightning intensity would have to be reduced, from dusk and nighttime.
And then finally, any maintenance and vandalism issues, is that on the city or is that on the lessee or the lessor?
That would be on the property owner, and the property owner can transfer that obligation to the lessee. I forget, I read the lease some time ago, so I didn't memorize it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
All
But
right,
we
great.
do have representatives from the school district and also from the sign company that they would be able to answer that question.
Okay, great, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the report, and it's really, from the letter, it says that this started out in 2022, so it's a long time coming, so great work. It's been a long time project, thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't have the same concerns that you two do. First of all, it doesn't say City of Diamond Bar, it just says Diamond Bar. And if anybody's driving, and I do have a question for the folks that are the company. The impact will be westbound on the 60 freeway, because nobody's looking from the other side of the street, right? The other side of the freeway. And I guess that's my question for the folks that are doing the, you'll see it. But, right, I mean, it's not, yeah, I would think that that's not impactful, right? Anybody?
It will be visible from both directions on the 60 freeway.
Yeah, I agree, it's visible. I don't think it's necessarily useful, if you get what I mean. So you've got this location, I think, get back to your point, whether or not they're going to think it's Diamond Bar's endorsement. It's 8 seconds. I mean, on a bad morning, you might get to see 2 different commercials, but I don't really think that's an issue. So that's my 2 cents. I'm excited. You keep hearing the same thing. It's a great win-win, and I think it's the right thing to do for the school district, and I think it's very encouraging for the city as well. So did I close the public hearing yet? Is there anybody else that would like to speak in public hearing? No? And nobody's here, right? Okay, so we're closed. Anybody like to make a motion?
A motion.
Okay.
Did you
Yeah,
need
we-
motion for individual items, or?
You can move the recommendation, because of the recommendation was already put on the record, you can move all the items at once.
So he read it all?
Yes.
And we can go
And all the
from
ordinances were already read by title, so.
C through F, right?
Yes.
Is what okay, so we have a motion from Councilman Liu,
I'll second.
and I have a second from Councilman Tang. City Clerk Santana, please call the roll.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chow?
Yes.
Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Tang?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Lo?
Yes.
Mayor Tai?
Yes, congratulations, very exciting. And feel free to invite us to the party. That brings us to council consideration. That is number 9.1, the annual appointment of council members to serve on local and regional boards, commissions, and committees. Mr. Fox.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. It's customary for the mayor to make appointments to all the regional boards, commissions, and ad hoc committees that are served by the City Council. Those are included in your staff report, as well as a resolution which is required by the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments to confirm the appointments to that organization. I recommend that the council ratify the mayor's appointment and adopt the resolution 2025-38. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Any public comments on this item? Anybody that would like to speak to the council? Okay, City Clerk and Santana, anyone online?
There are no colors on the line, and there were no emails for this item.
Very
either.
good. Any council comments or discussion?
Mayor,
You've
I'll
all-
make the
You've all
motion.
seen it, right?
Right.
Great.
I'll make the motion to adopt the mayor's appointment and adopt resolution number 2025-38.
A second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Lo and a second from Councilmember Liu.
Yes, sir.
Call. City Clerk Santana, please call the.
Yes,
vote.
Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chow?
Yes.
Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Tang?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Lo?
Yes.
Mayor Tai?
Yes. Thank you. I'm glad you're all excited about the different positions, so. And that brings us to item 9.2, appointments to the Parks and Recreation Commission and the Planning Commission to fill unexpired terms. Mr. Fox.
Mayor and Council, as we saw earlier this evening, Commissioner Nyla Barlas has resigned. You presented her with a city tile. She resigned from the Planning Commission. This created a vacancy. We did solicit applications to be considered. Mayor Tai has made appointments to both the Planning Commission and a vacancy created in the Parks and Recreation due to that, so I will turn it over to the mayor to make those introductions.
Thank you very much. I would like to share with you that I would like to appoint Lee Mao to our next planning commissioner, a gentleman that owns his own business for, 30 years now. As you heard earlier, for 6 years, he and his wife Amy have gathered toys for kids and families at 29 Palms. You have no idea how much is involved in that because of how far away it is. And this year, it sounds like upwards of 3,000 toys for children. Mr. Mao is also involved in the Dime Bar Community Foundation, Dime Bar Friends of the Library, and he is on the neighborhood HOA in his city. So that is, say hello to Mr. Lee Mao. And on Parks and Recreation, I'd like to have Devon Mehta. This has struck me as interesting when I was putting a few notes together that, he has young children, and I think that's very something noble for somebody that's going to be involved in Parks and Recreation. And I realized I had young kids when I was on Parks and Rec, and now I have young grandkids. So take good care of them. Owns his own business also. Involved in pony baseball, was very actively involved with Pony and the city, working together to improve the fields and have other sports be able to play there, and also involved in ASO. So those are my two requests, And I would like to ask Mr. Mao if you'd like to say a few words.
Can you hear me? Oh, thank you very much, Mayor. It was my pleasure working as a commissioner with Parks and Rec, and I want to thank Director Wright and his staff for a great time, great year. Learned a lot of stuff there. Had a lot of fun. So it's a place where I would miss, but I'm also looking forward to working with Director Gutman, which I have worked with him prior in GPAC, and looking forward to working with his team and his staff, and also the other planning commissioner. Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Mao. And I'd also like to hear from Devon Mehta if he's interested in sharing with the council.
Mayor Tai, members of the City Council, thank you very much for this opportunity. As you mentioned, I've been part of this community for about a little over 25 years. My kids were, of course, gone through the Diamond Bar High Schools or the schools, and growing up, we enjoyed the trails and the parks and everything else that this wonderful city has to offer. When I saw that there was an opportunity that came up to become a member of the Parks and Rec Commission, that's when I turned in my application. And I don't take it lightly. Parks and Recs is a big part of our community. We have some of the best trails, best parks that are available around us, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that we continue that longstanding tradition and to keep improving. I am a big proponent of youth sports, big proponent of getting the kids out of the house, away from the screens, in front of other athletes, developing those leadership skills that are so important that our kids will need. That in addition, complementing the schools and the academic offerings here at Dunbar. So I really appreciate the opportunity, and looking forward to serve our wonderful city, and I appreciate the City Council. Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mehta. I knew that he was going to be late. It was possible we might have been done before he got here. You have no idea how long I had to draw things out, Mr. Mehta. Okay, is there any public comments on this item? Anybody would like to speak to the council on this? Okay, nobody. City Clerk Santana, is there anyone?
Mayor, there are no callers on the line and no emails submitted for
Very
this
good.
item.
Thank you very much. Any council comments or discussion? All right,
I also say that appreciate both Mr. Mao and Mr. Mehta for stepping up and serving our community.
Anybody else? No? Okay, very good. I second that. I think it's always important to have good people that are ready to step in when the opportunity presents itself. So would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion, please, to ratify your appointments of Mr. Lee Mao to the Planning Commission and to ratify Mr. Devon Mehta to the Parks and Rec Commission. It's really very excited that we're getting some good people on board. Actually, Mr. Mao is already serving on our Parks and Rec, but welcome. Welcome to the Diamond Bar family.
I'll second.
And we have a second. So I have a first from Mayor Pro Tem Lowe and a second from Councilman Chow. City Clerk Santana, please call the roll.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chow?
Yes.
Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Tang?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Lowe?
Yes.
Mayor Tai?
Yes, it's unanimous. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here and being willing to step up with us. That brings us to council subcommittee reports and meeting attendance reports. And I will call on Councilman Chow first.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to, again, thank staff for our study session earlier today and also our friends from Walnut Valley Unified. I think it's indeed a win-win situation for both the city and the district, and we're looking forward to bringing that project to fruition. So with the holidays coming up, I want to wish our staff and everyone Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and whatever else that you celebrate. That's all I have. Thank you. Good night.
Councilman Liu.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank staff for a wonderful presentation. I'd like to just thank our friends from Walnut Valley Unified for your patience and your due diligence. I appreciate, thank you for that. And I thank staff for the wonderful Snow Fest and our windmill lighting. It's so great to see the community coming together. We have the high schools coming in and singing in choirs, and then also the community coming in with donating toys with Pack the Patrol Car. I was talking to a lady, and she brought a couple of electronics. I believe it was like a race car. And she also said, I brought batteries. So again, to give a toy that requires batteries without batteries. So I just thought that was so thoughtful. Definitely appreciate the community. And I'd like to take a moment to extend our deep condolences to the Ball family. Eric and his wife, Kim, was here in our last meeting. Had a chance to speak with him, and they've been residents in our Diamond Bar for a long time and loves Diamond Bar and is a contributor to our Diamond Bar. Eric, in fact, was the go-to pool guy. For any questions when we have about our swimming pools would be Eric, and he had an unfortunate, untimely cardiac incident last week. And what's really we appreciate about Eric was he decided to donate his organs prior to him passing. So he donated his organs and was able to save a few lives. I thought that was very, very admirable. On a brighter note, I'd like to wish everyone a happy holidays and celebrating with families, and please celebrate responsibly and check on each other. And with that, say good night. Thank you.
Councilmember Tang.
Thank you, Mayor. I have two things to report. First, that I want to congratulate Diamond Bar Library to be the #1 library in the county. Okay, this afternoon I bring a group of the school kids to visit Diamond Bar Library. I met the librarian, Mrs. Cynthia Yu. I mentioned that this is one of the top library. She immediately corrected me. It's not one of the top, it's the top, okay? So Diamond Bar Library has achieved like #1 attendance, #1 the circulation in the county library system with this size of the library. So under the leadership of Cynthia Yu, I think you're doing a very good job. So Diamond Bar Library continue to achieve this very high honor in the county library system. The second thing is that as the delegate of the Los Angeles to the Los Angeles Sanitation District, I was invited to tour their water recycling plants last week. The Albert Robles recycling plant in Pico Rivera. I had the opportunity to witness how the water was recycled. So the water starting from our sewer system goes to the a plant in Whittier to be treated preliminarily to remove the most of the contaminant and ingredient, the bacteria, things like that. And it was transferred to this recycling plant. And this recycling plant continued to do 3 steps. One is the ultrafiltration. The second one is the reverse osmosis. The third one is ultraviolet deoxidation to remove the last traces of chemicals in the water. So after treatment, the water come out as immediately drinkable. Actually, in the plant, they have a tap. They call it a toilet to the tap water. So the water is coming directly from the treatment. They offer us to drink it, so we all drink it. It's okay. It's pretty good. So I'm still okay now. But anyway, this plant now offer a recycling of 18.4 million gallons of sewage water every day to provide as they reported, about a 50% our water supply. And so that I think that they are open to the public. So if the public want to tour that plant, that they can accommodate that, they can arrange that. So if anyone is interested in how this work, how our tax money work for the preservation and recycling of water, I think that's a place is worth visiting. So that's my report, and I hope everybody have a nice holidays. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, but I'm not drinking it. I could put it on the lawn, but Mayor Pro Tem.
I think there's
Low.
signs that say, "Do not drink the water." I kind of like those signs. Anyways, this is the end of our last meeting for the year. Staff, thank you so much. It's, I think we had 22 meetings this year, at least, if not more. So thank you for the excellent job. And we got so much done this year, so thank you. From the fee study and this massive project that we finally approved with the billboard. Congratulations to the school district again. I just think we got a lot done. It was a very challenging year, so thanks for all your hard work and everyone that is on your staff. I think everyone on the city council appreciates the diligence and the dedication. Congratulations, Mr. Mao and Mr. Mehta again. Really welcome to the family, and thanks for your work. I think that our commissions work really hard. I served on the Planning Commission as well as the Parks and Rec. I think Parks and Rec was quite a lot more fun, but what can we do? It's all good. But Mr. Gubman, you make up for the extra work, so because of your sparkling personality, so it's great working with you. Anyway, so with that, I would just thank everyone for just joining us and being part of our family, and wishing everyone Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, however way you celebrate. And we will see you next year. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Dr. Ting, I do have a question for you, though. You said that when you said one of the best libraries, and Cynthia, you said, no, we're number one. Did she raise her voice to you? Because I've never heard her raise her voice. Did she? Okay, that's good. She's
And she
blushing.
was very quick, says, no, it's the number one.
Keep up the good work. We like it. I would say the same thing about it's trouble when you get to go last. That thank you to Lee Mao, to Devin Mehta, and look forward to how much fun you're going to have, especially Parks and Recreation. And again, I wish Rudy hadn't left. Was that the first time we've heard from Rudy? He did a terrific job. So please tell him we thought he did a great job. With that, I will say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever else that you do at your time of this year. And I think especially tonight about the Baugh family, that I don't think there's a tougher time than Christmas, or very difficult. So I'd like to adjourn in memory of Eric Baugh. Good night, and God bless you.